Welcome, everybody. I'm super excited, as always, to be here with you guys and to bring you someone else amazing to share her knowledge bombs with you. Today, we're going to be talking about Facebook ads. I know a lot of people are a little bit leery of Facebook ads. Maybe you've spent money on ads before and they didn't really work for you. So we're going to break them down today. Like, what do you need to know before you actually spend the first dollar or the first penny even with a Facebook? So as you guys are coming in, just give me a shout out. Where in the world are you this morning? I know we're a little early. Our special guest today is in Australia. So if we'd have done our normal 10 a.m., it would have been really late for her. So we're accommodating that. And those of you who are up super early, hey, Danielle, I'm so glad you're here. Quickly, if you have never been on one of my shows before, my name is Kim Garst. I'm an online business strategist, a best-selling author, the creator of the Business Builders Academy. And that's just an online training portal that helps entrepreneurs grow their businesses, specifically with digital and social media. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check it out at businessbuildersacademy.net. If you're brand new, I would love if you would just drop in #new so I can meet you, give you a wave, etc. Good morning, Tina. And we have Mona in the house from Newport Richey. That's right around the corner from me. And Zoe. Hey, Zoe. Good to see you from Cameroon. Wow. That's incredible. Where is that in the world? I'm like, my sense of direction is like not awesome. Seriously, like when I go into a mall or I have to really pay attention to where I park my car or I'm not going to find it when I come out. So Paul, good morning, Paul. So sleepy, a good sleepy morning. Yes, it is early for sure. If you're on the East Coast or actually anywhere in the US, if you're on the West Coast, it's super early. It's obviously 8 a.m. on the East Coast. Hey, Steffi. Glad to see you. And Omar, so glad you guys are here. South Canada, South River, Canada. All right. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, newbie. We do have a newbie. Everybody, welcome Omar. He is a newbie. So keep coming back, Omar. If you're interested, if you're an entrepreneur and you are interested in growing your business, this is the place to be. Every Monday we do a live show and we bring amazing people in to share their wisdom. Okay, so Singapore in the house. Man, we have got all kinds of folks from all over the world today. So excited that you're here. All right, so let me just do a couple of little things before we get the guest in here and start talking it up and finding out all her wisdom, picking her brain, if you will. That sounds so terrible. But if you guys love things that you hear, don't forget to drop in your emojis. We love those. We love seeing them flash across the screen. And we're also going to be doing some giveaways today. And the giveaway, we do them every show. We pick the winners at the end. So definitely stick around because if you are a winner, you're going to want to be here for this. Today, we're giving away, since we're talking Facebook, we're going to be giving away 2 of these amazing mugs. Now, I have to ask everybody. I say this to my kids all the time. I don't Facebook stalk. It's called research. So who else feels that way? Like, do you just do a little research? You're not stalking. You're not, checking out all the things that they're posting or engaging with or whatever, right? We don't stalk. We're just researching, right? So anyway, we're giving away those 2 mugs today. How do you win? This is important. You win by dropping in your I get my fingers mixed up every time, but drop in your aha moments. That's just like if you hear something you didn't know, that's an aha moment. Or if you knew it, but you needed to hear it again, that's also just drop it into the comments. And we have a little bit of an echo there. Hopefully that evens out. But that's how you win. When you drop those in, someone in my team, my amazing director of operations, is actually in the comments. She draws the short end of the stick because she's on my time zone. The rest of the team is asleep right now. So she'll be pulling those comments, your names, and putting them in the wheel. And then at the end, we'll draw the winners. Okay, so that's how you win. That's what the prize is. Let me tell you about our special guest. Okay. Now, I've known Jody for a long time. I think the first time we officially met in person was at Traffic and Conversions Summit, I think several years back, and I just fell in love with her. You're gonna love her. So let me give you the deets though, okay? Oops, hang on. Let me get the right one up here. Okay, so she is a former private eye. So speaking of stalking, I'm just saying, and she's created two 7+ figure business, 7-figure business owner. Man, say that 3 times fast. She stumbled into Facebook ads in 2014, and within 2 years, she helped a client generate 1 million in their first 9 months of selling an online program. Is that like not amazing? She's a Facebook ad freelancer, an in-house ad strategy owner, ad manager, recruiter, and consultant, and she manages multiple six figures per month in ad spend on Facebook for her clients. She's been training and mentoring Facebook ad managers for a number of years, and most recently in her Inner Circle membership and Elite Ad Manager certification to provide this niche with skilled and ethical ad managers. So if you guys don't want to do your own ads, hang in there because she's going to tell you how you can work with people. She's physically trained. And she specializes in the coaching and digital course niche. So if that's kind of your business model, again, lean in. You're going to learn so much from her. She trains and equips women to make 6 figures per year as a Facebook ads manager. I love this because I'm all about how can we help others make more money. So she's in exactly the same space. So you guys put your hands together for my friend and amazing Facebook ad strategist, Jody Milward. Hey, Jody.
Hey, we're both doing the double hand wave. How are you?
Well, if we had on the same color shirt, we could just be twinsies, but we'll just be twinsies with the hand motion this morning. All right. So we have Deborah says, good morning. Good morning, Deborah. I know it's super early, so it's super late for you, Jody. What time is it for you?
It is 10 p.m. And what day are we in? Monday.
It's
Monday night.
So Monday. Oh, so you've already had your Monday.
We have, and it's soon to be bedtime. And I've got to say, there's a bit of echo. Is that me? I've got to say, I thank you so much for having me on and shifting your time to have me on, so I didn't have to join you at like 2 a.m. So
that would have been bad. No, everybody that's joining us early, thank you guys for getting up and being here. I know I said earlier when I was doing the intro that you discovered Facebook ads in 2014. What's the story behind that? Like, how did you discover them and what put you on this Facebook ads path?
Gosh, okay. Well, it's that usual journey of a lot of people who actually end up becoming Facebook ad managers, especially like the women that I coach and that are in my spheres, is that they've had kids and they're looking then for a new career opportunity that they can do from home and working around their kids. So for me, I thought I'm going to be a teacher's aide, so I'll have the same school holidays. And I realized very quickly, surrounded by 50 screaming 5-year-olds, that was not the gig for me. So became that private investigator that we mentioned, and I love that stalking mug or not stalking mug. And then it was time for a career change after that as well. And I started looking at online opportunities, had a couple of business partners, and we actually had a weight loss product that we were selling. And it was through that process that I really just discovered Facebook marketing and all the opportunities that it brings. It really does give anybody the advantage of being famous in the newsfeed, so to speak, so that you could be up there like with the Coca-Colas, with the big brands. You can be on there. It's a level playing field. So that's what I really loved. And so it's like, I'm just going to dive into this. I didn't exactly know what I was doing or what my ultimate goal was. I just knew I was drawn to it and wanted to really dig in. And so it just led me on a journey into Facebook ads and then just starting to run some Facebook ads for clients. And here we are.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I think that's what a lot of businesses get started like that, where you just get on the road. You don't exactly know where you're going necessarily, but you just get started. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that everybody that's in the audience that's watching live or on the replay, if you're watching on the replay, just type in hashtag replay and let us know you're watching on the replay. But I want you guys to know that this is an open forum. This is for you. We want you to be able to ask your questions. I'm going to be asking questions, but don't hesitate to ask questions. And if you know somebody that is interested in figuring out, one, how to use the power of Facebook ads to grow their businesses, but they're just a little trepidatious, is that a word? I don't even know. A little scared of that. Or if they would love to figure out how to start a business serving business owners in this space, in the Facebook ad space. If they'd like to be a Facebook ads manager and make money with it, then Jody is the person to talk to about this. So don't hesitate to ask your questions as we go. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention, and I want before I forget, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, and our sponsor is I've just been so blessed by this relationship, and I want to just highlight them real quick. It's Restream, and Restream. Let me pull up the oh phooey. Actually, I forgot I got the wrong thing pulled up here. Hang on. So let me tell you about, just from my perspective, of why I love Restream. Restream is amazing because it allows me to go live in up to 30 locations simultaneously. Now, right now, I'm only live on, well, I say only, but I'm live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live, as well as multiple Facebook groups. So it allows us to go live in Facebook groups, multiple locations simultaneously. So you're using one block of time. I can brand my content. So I have I can showcase my brand on my show. I can pull in guests like Jody, for example. Just so many amazing things, and you can have up to 9 guests simultaneously. Now, the interesting thing, and the thing that I'm super excited about in working with Restream, outside of the fact that it's an amazing tool, is that very rarely do brands give me a discount that is lifetime, and they've given me a discount to offer to you guys that is a lifetime discount. So if you go to restream.io and you type in, or just kimgarst.com/restream, actually, you definitely want to follow the link because you want to get the discount, and then use kimgarst 25. You'll get a discount of 25% off for life, y'all. So definitely check that out. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to give them a shout out real quick. All right, Jody, we're going to get back to it. I apologize for the interruption there. When it comes to Facebook ads, what types of businesses do you think really can benefit? Now, I know you kind of focus in on a couple of niches, but in your estimation, what businesses work when it comes to Facebook ads?
Well, Kim, one of the big things is to look at the goal. What is the goal of the business? For some businesses, it's just brand awareness. I was working with or consulting to I think it's like a 10-figure company here in Australia. It's an Australian restaurant franchise. And so for them, their main goal is brand awareness. The amount of money that they spend on TV ads, where it just goes out and they don't really know who's watched it, and they don't really know it's all just guesstimates. Whereas with their Facebook ads, it's a fraction of the budget. We know exactly how many people have seen 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or even up to 95% of the video. We can know that exact audience, and it is so cheap. So it could be brand awareness. For a lot of businesses, like, here with your audience, I imagine it's a lot of lead gen. So they want to be getting people from Facebook over into their email list so that they can continue to promote their product, service, or offer. So that is super valuable. I mean, what other medium can you really be doing that? You certainly can't do it with newspaper advertising, billboards, TVs, radios. So any business that wants to get an asset or a database of potential clients should be using Facebook. So it depends on the goals, but there's just two sort of aspects that most business have, because all businesses need leads. Okay, we need to get leads in to be generating sales. So if your business fits that category, you should be on Facebook ads.
Yeah. And, I think the other thing that a lot of people are concerned about is, they're going to have to spend a bunch of money to get results on Facebook ads. And I know that's not true, but I'd love your take on that. Do you have to spend a lot of money to actually get a result? And let's just pick out something like we just talked about leads, for example. So list building. If you were to talk to a client that's their end goal today is to, use Facebook ads to, add, 100 new people to their list. Let's just use some nominal amount. It doesn't have to be thousands, just 100 new people to their list. Like, what would be the advice that you would give somebody, from a financial perspective? Like, would it be a freebie? What kind of advice would you give someone in that scenario?
Yeah, so again, depends on what their goal is. But if we are just saying just list building, right? They don't have a product or service at the moment. They're just wanting to build their list. Then we say, okay, great. So what you need to be looking at then is, first of all, it's a data gathering exercise. You are investing in finding out more about your ideal avatar and what it exactly is that they want. So you might think, or the business owner might think, okay, my audience wants this lead gen, cheat sheet, whatever it is. And so you create the cheat sheet, you create a landing page to send all your traffic to, and then you launch your ads. Now, you're going to be having to find out how popular that is with your audience, and ads are going to tell that to you, either by the ad copy or creative itself. You need to know those metrics to identify, is it the ad that people are liking or not liking? Is it the landing page that people are liking or not liking? Or is it the offer that people are liking or not liking? So there's a lot of data gathering. And I think that's where a lot of people get upset with Facebook ads. They spend $5 and they go, it doesn't work, I didn't get a lead. Well, I would be anticipating it's going to cost you at least $5 for a lead these days in this current environment. If it's costing you $20 to get someone to opt in for your cheat sheet, there's issues. There is something big going on. You shouldn't be spending that much. But if it does start coming in at that price, what is that data telling you? Look at the points. Have 100 people got to your landing page and only 10 people opted in? That's not so much a problem with the ads. That's a problem with your landing page. So you can get all this great data that's going to help you make better decisions, improve your messaging, and therefore lower those costs per lead. So as they're starting out, I would say, okay, well, these are benchmarks. This is what we're looking at. So counting based on these benchmarks, we would anticipate it's going to cost you $3 to $5 per lead. So then from there, you put the money in, you go, great, this is a data gathering exercise. You put it out there and see what comes back. Is it coming in with that cost per lead? Yes or no? And then make your decisions from there.
And, you don't have to spend a ton of money to do that. You could say, hey, I'm going to spend, $25, to kind of get some data. You need data, right?
You
You
do,
need to
yeah.
kind of, that I think that's what you're saying first is you need to understand how people are going to react to the three components. Now, let's break down those. Actually, before we do that, we had a great question, and I want to bring it up real quick. It's Mona asked, is using Ads Manager better than boosting? Is that a myth? I mean, this is such a great question, and I get it all the time. I'm sure you get it like 10 times more than me. But what do you say? Is it better to boost from the post, or do you use the Ads Manager?
To boost or not to boost? That is the question, right? There is your boost proponents and then your boost opponents. And for me, what a boost is, the button on Facebook that tells you to boost it is it's just an engagement campaign. So it's the same as if you go into the back end in Ads Manager and you launch an engagement campaign. It's the same sort of feature. It's going to go out to that same audience. The differences are that it's going to look a bit different in Ads Manager when you go into the back end. And then also, you just probably won't have the same audience targeting that you can do over in Ads Manager. It's much more advanced over in Ads Manager. But if you have a post and you just want to get it out there to your audience and get it out on the fly, yes, sure, hit boost. But a big thing, even though Facebook may prompt you to boost it, you need to make sure it is compliant. Facebook's just telling you to boost it. It's just going, yeah, put money in this. That'll be great. But you need to make sure before you publish any ads that you are familiar with the Facebook ad policies so that your ads are compliant, because you could just boost a post and your ad account could get shut down or your page could get restricted from advertising. So you need to be aware of the Facebook ad policies. Just Google it. Make sure your ads are compliant and make sure your landing pages are compliant as well. But when it comes to boosting or Ads Manager, if you just want to get it out in front of your audience, great, hit boost, get it out there, get some love on it. And then also those people that do engage with your boosted post, they can go into what we call a custom audience, where you can create an audience of everybody who has engaged with your page in the last whatever time frame you choose. 3 days, 10 days, 30 days, 90 days, all the way up to 365 days. So if you boost a post, people engage with it, they can go into an audience of people who have engaged with your page.
That's such a great answer. And, that was something you said begs another question. And I know we're kind of getting off track, but it's such a great question in the context of I think the fear factor again, when people, start doing Facebook ads, and then you just mentioned, understanding the rules and making sure you're compliant. And what happens if you run into a snag and they shut you down? What I mean, that's happened a lot lately, and they went through this phase not long ago. So what is the process for that? I mean, how do you even know what you did wrong?
Yeah, exactly. So if you do get something disapproved, you'll get a notification there that will say, that it may be because it goes against their policies for get rich quick or multi-level marketing or circumventing policies, various sort of things. You'll generally get a bit of a description what it's about. Doesn't mean that it's right though. Okay. The bots, first of all, scan everything, and they can just be overzealous and things get caught up with them. So all you can do is put in, I think there's a feature right there where you can click to get it reviewed. Now, before you do click to get it reviewed, make sure you go and check the policies, because you might read the policies and go, oh, I can't say, make $30,000 in 3 days. That's against the policies. Or it might be an image of, say, a woman in a bikini, for example. That's just showing too much skin. So that's not going to get approved. Calling people out, saying you in your ads is often something that will get things, not approved by Facebook. Facebook want you to be talking about your product and service, not about the person. So we really try to limit the use of yous. So it could be, I've even seen ads disapproved because it said, are you sick of your boring ponytail? And it was disapproved because it was it was portraying perfect body image. So make sure you check the policies and be familiar with those. And then if you're confident that, yes, this ad is compliant, I haven't breached anything, you'll just hit that button to request a review. There's also a feature where there's a live chat support. So you can actually click to chat. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, depending on time zones. And you can actually live chat to somebody to try and get some answers and see why your ads may be disapproved.
So good. Yeah, that's something I've definitely fought with. Anybody that does Facebook ads is probably going to run up against that at one point or the other. You're going to get your account shut down, and you're going to be like, "Well, crud, what did I do?" And then you have to, But going into it with some awareness of their rules is super smart. Like some of the examples that Jody just gave, like the word "you." Traditionally in marketing, we want to focus on them, right? But with Facebook, it's like the flip. You have to flip that dynamic. It's really kind of an interesting thing. So, Jody, I know we talked about boosting, and I want to go back to that just real quick because I saw some of the comments, and I want to make sure that I'm clear as well as other people. You said that you could boost a post for engagement. If you wanted some other like it's an engagement post if you're boosting from it. But if you want to use that post in some other capacity, like I know there's different types of Facebook ads. Is that doable from a boost, or would you need to take it back into the ads manager in order to convert it into like another type of an ad format?
Yeah, so you can also, if your post had a video in it, for example, you could go into Ads Manager and you can pull it in as an ad, and you could use a video view campaign. So therefore you could put $2 a day behind it, use it as a video view campaign to cold traffic or even your warm audiences. And Facebook's going to go and find people who are likely to watch a video. There are other options where you can pull it into other campaign objectives like a conversion campaign and such, but those ads will typically, you want to have a headline on them normally. And when you do pull it in, you'll have to add like a URL to it. So there is certainly a lot more that you can do in Ads Manager for your, for a post on your page. But what also is really cool is that if you are in Ads Manager and you actually create the ad right there in Ads Manager, and so you've got it formatted, you've got your copy, you've got your image, you've got your headline, you've got a button there where people click to learn more and go to your website. What you can do is you can then also publish that ad, which traditionally has been called like a dark post, because it's not on your page, it's just over with your ads, okay? So it's not seen on your page. But when you create it as an ad, you can actually select to publish it to your page. And when you do that, that ad will be over on your page, published there as well. So that social proof that people will put on the ad that's been posted to your page, it will also be in your ad as well. So that love that is getting put on your post organically will also show in your ad, which is always a good thing. So there's a few little tricks and such there.
Yeah, so there is some benefit to using the ads manager, I guess,
It
depending on what your
definitely
end
is.
goal is.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so what are the types of Facebook ads? I mean, you don't have to like deep dive into them, but I think there's like we talked about, and I think this is super powerful right now, is the video views, and then but again, what if you want to just break down like a likes campaign, whatever they are. I don't know enough, honestly. I'm not the Facebook ads person, but what kind of paint some possibilities, I guess, for everybody.
Yeah, so let me think. There's typically about 5 different campaign objectives that I will use. And like there's a lot of others. There's some that I have never even used, right? After spending 7 figures plus in with Facebook ads. So the ones that we typically use for audience building, we've got our video view campaigns and our engagement campaigns. So they're really good. They're low cost and you can get out to your ideal client using those sorts of campaigns. They're also another way to, if you've got some ads that are conversion campaigns, tap into another section of the audience, what we would call scaling. Okay, so I don't want to get too deep into that. But video views and engagement campaigns, $1 a day or $2 a day in those will get you massive amounts of reach. And from there, you can build audiences then, create warm audiences of people who have watched your videos or people who have engaged with your page. And when you're doing that retargeting, there's a couple of options there. You could use A reach campaign. I love reach campaigns for retargeting. They're designed to do what they say, reach people. So when you've built an audience using a reach campaign, it's going to get out to your audience as much as possible. And the beautiful thing with these is that you can set a frequency to say, like, show this ad once every 3 days. So you're not in the newsfeed with that same ad every day. It just pops up every now and then. So you're staying front and center of mind. So you can create a 30-day retargeting audience with this one ad and say, show this ad once every 5 days, for example, and that ad will just show, what's that, in 36 times in a month. It's just being seen in the newsfeed. So that's a reach campaign. They're great for retargeting. So we've got video view campaigns, engagement campaigns, and reach campaigns. We also have traffic campaigns. That's what people would often use if you just want to get traffic to your website. Okay, you've got a blog post, you want people to read it. Using a traffic campaign is good. Now, here is a big aha. I'll give you a heads up. Here's an aha. When you're using a traffic campaign, though, it's going to default to optimize for link clicks. So therefore, Facebook is saying, I'm going to send this ad to people who are likely to click on the link, but not necessarily wait for people to land on the landing page. We want people to land on the landing page, not just click the link, because otherwise you'll see 100 people click the link, but only 50 people get to the landing page. So if you use a traffic campaign, make sure you go down right to the bottom and you change that optimization from link clicks to landing page views so that Facebook will actually send it to people who are likely to click on the ad and wait for the landing page to load. Okay, so that's a big one for traffic campaigns. Then the golden campaign type is the conversion objective. And that is what we all love. That's what we're using when we want people to opt in for our lead magnet or purchase something from us, to use a purchase campaign. A conversion campaign. And then we optimize it for the event. So if it's a lead magnet, typically you might have a lead standard event that would be installed on the thank you page. So you optimize that conversion campaign for leads. If you're selling something and people are going through that purchase, and then you're going to select the purchase objective, okay? The purchase, yes, objective in that campaign. So those conversion campaigns are the gold ones, right? They're what people want, because that's where you're capturing people who are the hottest to take action. So therefore, they are quite competitive. So that's where that will cost you more. Okay, so if you've got $10 a day in ad spend, you might get 2 leads opting in a day. Whereas if you are going, okay, I'm keen to build my audience, $10 a day for a video view and an engagement campaign will get you a long way. However, they're not quite as likely to convert. So you need to use the objective that's relevant to the goals that you want. So if you want people to opt in and be leads, you'll use a conversion campaign. You want to get traffic to your website, a traffic campaign. You want to build your audiences, a video view or an engagement campaign. If you want to reach people, then a reach campaign.
That was golden, y'all. I mean, seriously. I mean, just understanding the different types of campaigns and what they're used for. But the big lesson, and hopefully this is something I can pull out from everything that Jody just said, you need a goal before you start, right? I mean, you need to know what you want the impact or the effect to be. Like, do you want somebody to click and go to your landing page? Do you want somebody to ultimately purchase? Do you just want more likes on your page? What is it you're after? What if you're just getting started? Like, what do you need to advertise on Facebook?
What do you need to get started with your advertising on Facebook? Well, okay, business manager, right? A lot of people, and you can still be running ads from a personal ad account. So you'll have your personal profile. That's where you do your posts where, hey, I went to the shops today, or hey, here's my cat. And so from there, you need the other assets, which is a business page is one thing, okay? Personal profile, business page. Business page is what does your advertising. So you need a business page. You can't advertise from your personal profile. And then when you have a business page, you can start advertising. And a lot of people may just start with a personal ad account, right? So they're just there in their normal Facebook newsfeed and they create an ad account and away they go. But best practice is to actually set up a business manager account. And that's at business.facebook.com. And what that is that's showing to Facebook as well that, yes, you're serious, you're setting up a business manager, you have a business that you're wanting to promote. And then in Business Manager, that's where you sort of go in and you do all your advertising. And that's where you can also add additional team members into your Business Manager to help you manage even your page and your ad account. So you've got your business page, you've got a business manager, which has your ad account. Then also you need a Facebook pixel. This is the golden, everything's golden with me. This is really the, what's the word? I can't think of a word, but what you must have for Facebook ads, because that's what does all the tracking, it gets all the data. And like I was mentioning before, if you have a lead magnet, you'll do a conversion campaign that'll optimize for leads. Well, it's the pixel there that's doing all the magic. So if you're sending traffic off over to your website, you need to have the pixel on there. Even if you are not running ads yet, go over, create an ad account, get the Facebook pixel and install it on your website assets, which means whatever web pages you have, put your pixel on there. Even if you're not running ads, any traffic that goes to your website, Facebook will build a custom audience of all of that traffic so that when you are ready to run ads, you can say, right, Facebook, I want to create a custom audience of everyone that's been to my website in the last 180 days. And Facebook will go, boom, here they are. And then you can say, now Facebook, create a lookalike audience of everyone who's been to my page in the last 180 days. So then Facebook is going to take whatever your audience was and then take it up to a lookalike audience so that's people with similar interests and behaviors as the people who have visited your website, so that your website traffic audience might be 1,000 or 2,000 or something. Facebook's going to turn it into 1,000,000. So therefore, you can then create ads that are going to target this lookalike audience. So that's super powerful stuff, getting the Facebook pixel installed. And then you can use that. You definitely will be using that when you run your conversion ads or even your traffic ads and sending anything off of Facebook. That pixel is what you need there. So yes, because you don't want to do a conversion campaign, you don't have the pixel installed. So therefore you'll be flying blind with your ads. You won't know what's working and what's not working.
So we did get the question, what is a Facebook pixel? And so if the way I like to explain it now, I know it's a little more techie than this, but have you ever been over to like Amazon or any other website that's not Facebook, and you're shopping around, you're looking for something, and you come back to Facebook, and lo and behold, that very same thing, like, okay, I was looking at these red shoes on Amazon, and I come back to Facebook, and there is those red shoes in my feed. I'm like, how does it know? Like, how does it know that I was just looking at those red shoes, right? So it's a tracking mechanism, essentially. It's a way for other websites to, or for Facebook to, it's a tag. It's basically it's a traffic tag, and it's a line of code that you put on your website, so that when people come to your website, they're tagged, and Facebook now knows that person has an affiliation or an association with your page. So when you go to Amazon, obviously they're tagging you, and then they're marketing to you again on Facebook with whatever you looked at. So is that a good way of explaining that?
Great way of explaining it, Kim. Yes, that little piece of code. And it's so easy if you've got something like WordPress and you have Pixel My Site or Pixel Your Site. That's a little plugin, super easy to use. So, yeah.
And I know several people have asked about the, Joanne's asking about the Apple update, and Mona as well. Yeah, what's your take on that? What is going to be the application or the effect, or how's it going to impact if we're using Facebook ads?
Yes. Well, things are changing for sure. And when this was, it's been a long time coming. This is no new news to Facebook. Facebook and Apple have been at a war for like ages and ages. So this is something that Apple's been trying to do for a long time. Facebook knew about it. And so in January, when Apple was saying, yep, this is rolling out the AT&T, the ATT privacy tracking thing, everyone was like panicked. It was like, oh my gosh, because as people are on the apps, there's going to be, do you want to allow this app to track you? Yes or no? And everyone's thinking it's going to say no. Well, initial indications are a lot higher that people are actually saying yes, they are allowing the apps to track people. So that's been a positive sign. But it's predominantly for apps, okay? So if you're on your phone, which a lot of people are, a lot of our ads go to people on their mobile devices. So if they are on apps, so like Kim was saying, if you go to Amazon, for example, and someone's on their phone and the ATT, the privacy policy pops up and it says, do you want to allow this app to track you? And they say no, then it's a lot of information that's not going to go back to Facebook. So like I was talking about before, like lookalike audiences and such, Facebook's going to lose some data for sure of people's behaviors off of Facebook. But with regards to like the policies and the changes that are coming up with iOS, tracking is going to be affected for sure with our Facebook ads. So looking at other ways to be able to get more tracking in place. So for us, this is where we're building out dashboards with Google Data Studio. So there's a whole nother kettle of fish there, using what we call UTM parameters, which don't even ask me what UTM stands for. Everyone just calls them UTM. It's like urchin tracking something or other. So using UTM parameters and Google Analytics and Google Data Studio is looking to be a much more reliable tracking method than what we have been seeing in Facebook traditionally. We have been so spoilt with Facebook tracking. We really have. There's no other platform that has had this same level of tracking. So it's kind of feeling like we're going back a bit of a step. But, if, like I've been talking before about billboards and TV and radio advertising, so we may not have that real specific and instant data that we have in the past, but it will still be coming through. So with regards to our retargeting audiences, some of them may not be as accurate. You may notice yourself in the newsfeed, you might see some random ads that you'll think, why on earth am I seeing this? It could be because of the data that's not coming back to Facebook. And of course, they're doing all this testing in the back end to try and, counteract everything, because a lot of money, what is it? It's like 90% of Facebook's revenue or something. I can't remember the exact number, but a huge amount of Facebook's revenue comes in from advertisers. So you can bet that they're wanting to look after the advertisers because they need that advertising money.
Yeah. And the reality is we get complacent, I think, when something is working and we go all in. Like, it's like, every time Google makes a change in their SEO or it affects SEO, right? Then we have to go back and figure it out. And that's exactly what's happening with this is, it's not just us as marketers, but it's also the platforms themselves that will adjust. They're not going to, ultimately, they're not going to lose revenue. They're going to figure it out. I mean, short term, we may not have as granular of data, but they're going to long term figure it out.
That's
but
right.
we got a great question from Anne, and I just wanted to pull it up. She says, can you explain how a pixel works when you manage multiple pages and websites? So if you have multiple pages, do you get one pixel or do you separate the accounts?
Okay, so if you've got multiple websites and the websites are not all talking to the same audience. So say, for example, you've got a couple of websites, one's a cosmetic surgeon, one's a pill builder. They're very different. So for those ones, you would have their own ad account and their own pixel. If you, for example, have have multiple websites, but it's all targeting the same audience, you can still use that same pixel on all of those websites and build up all that information in one place. Now, one thing to consider with the iOS updates is that with our pixels, we can only have 8 conversion events. We used to be able to have all these conversion events, whereas now with these updates, we're limited to 8 that is per ad account. So if you have multiple funnels and they all have different goals and objectives, then you may want to have a different ad account for each website or for each funnel. And in that case, a different pixel. I normally will have 1 pixel per ad account. Okay. And that's what I run with.
Yeah, I think for us, we've really just tried to focus in on the one. But just as a quick example, if you have a personal brand and then you have a business website too, like you're an agency of some sort, then again, if that audience is the same, then you could definitely use that same pixel. And just from a pixel perspective, I can't stress how important they are, because, like you think, well, your website, there's the website component where, somebody comes to your website, and unless they opt in or they purchase something, you have no idea who those people are. Maybe they come back, maybe they don't. But if you pixel them, tag them, then you can retarget them on Facebook. Facebook knows who they are. So when they come to Facebook, you can put your offer in front of them, whether that's, for something for sale, whether it's another blog post that's related to the one they just read, whatever. There's so much value in that pixel, y'all. And we had a guest on not long ago. It was talking about a flywheel concept and specifically related. And I know I think you call it something else, Jody, but I'll explain it. And it's basically where you leverage the power of your video content to warm up your audience. Can you talk a little bit about that? And then what does that look like when it comes to actually creating sales if you nurture that community?
Yeah, for sure. So that's been a very popular thing over the years, is to okay, so build up, because like I was saying, conversion campaigns can be the most expensive ones, because everyone wants this hot audience that's just ready to convert right now. So it can be very competitive, very expensive. So therefore, it's okay, create a video view audience. So create an ad, people can watch the video. So it might be a 1-minute video or so. And then you retarget that video view audience with an ad that's getting them to opt in for something. Now, again, it all comes back. These strategies, hacks, tips, tricks, and everything, they can work. It depends on your ad copy, your messaging, and if it's on point and talking to your avatar. That's such an important part. But as I was saying before, with the different campaigns and different objectives, when you are creating a video view campaign, you are saying to Facebook, send this ad out to people who want to watch a video. That is their behavior. They're likely to watch videos. And so that's Facebook, whose Facebook is going to send it to. But then we retarget them with a, hey, come over here and opt in. That's not their normal pattern of behavior. So all of a sudden, it's kind of like a bait and switch. Go out and watch a video, and now all of a sudden we want you to opt in, which is not what they normally do. So that's why I often see those ones not work quite so well. This audience often needs a bit more warming up. So that's where we'll bring them in via a video. And then we'll have that retargeting strategy where we can stay front and center of mind in their newsfeed. These people may never opt in for anything, but they're watching your videos, they're engaging with your content, they're learning more about you. You're highlighting to them what their pain points are and how you can help them overcome their pain points to get to where they want to be. And so they're watching all of this. They're learning from you. You're building the trust with them. You're increasing your affinity, your awareness, and your authority with them. So that, as it progresses, you might retarget these people for 30, 60, 90 days, depending on what it is that you're offering. And eventually they'll get to that point where they know you, they trust you, they like you, and then they'll just come over and buy without maybe ever opting in for your webinar or your cheat sheet or whatever it may be. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're doing those video view and then retargeting. If that doesn't work so well, just keep nurturing them.
And that doesn't take as much cashola. You know, it's a long-term strategy, but you can spend a couple of dollars a day, just again building that audience up so that you can retarget them with something else. It's just basically a nurture sequence, leveraging the power of Facebook. So it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to do that. So I want to just highlight that. And Chuck just made an excellent point. You know, 6 out of 10 people would rather watch video than TV these days. And that is a huge, huge opportunity for us. And if you're creating any type of video content at all, you know, put a little Facebook ad money on it and amplify it and get it out there. So you mentioned something, and oh my gosh, I'm like, why didn't I ask this question before? But can you talk a little bit about how important the components of the ad are? What are the components of an ad? And from a creative standpoint, what do you see that's been working? And, you know, is it smiling women as images, or is it, you know, vertical video? Just give us some strategies and some tips around what the creative looks like and how you need to optimize for it.
Sure. Oh my gosh, I had a client once that we got into the ClickFunnels to Comma Club, and one of his ads that just could not be beat was, yes, a female who was smiling. You know, it was a stock image, and nothing else could beat it. So that's always one to be testing for sure. But one thing that we're seeing working really nicely are organic or native images. So rather than having that produced, graphically designed kind of look, is just having a selfie or having a very casual picture. I know a lot of you might think, wow, that seems really unprofessional, but it's just blends into the newsfeed and it doesn't stand out as being an ad. So people actually stop and look at it thinking it may be someone they know, and then it just catches their eye and they read the rest of it. So that's something that we see work very well. So just a very organic photo. Then also your headline. So what people are going to notice first is the image, the creative, the photo, or the video. Now you could test the image versus a video. Always be testing. That's the thing with ads. Do not just create one ad, run the money to it and say it works or it doesn't work. Continue to test, right? And the first thing that we'll test is a new creative, that new image or the new video, and see if it performs better than the previous one, and then just make your decisions along the way like that. So test an image, test a video, okay? And the video, it could just be like a 30-second video or so. It could even be in Canva. You can create really cool things in Canva where you might, okay, bit techie here. If you've got your phone, right, and you'll scroll, you can record your screen on your phone as you're scrolling, then that's a little video. You can put that into in Canva where it's like it's a little phone, element outline, and you can put your video into it. So you can actually have your website scrolling through on a phone, on a video in Canva. So lots of fun stuff you can do there. So that's the creative. That's what people are going to look at first of all. Then they're going to look at the headline. Now, with the headline, you've got very limited numbers on mobile. While you are likely creating an ad on desktop and you look at it and it looks all great, make sure you check how it looks on mobile, because that's what like 90% of your audience is going to be on. So with the headline, it's quite short. And headlines that tend to work very well are just 5 words. So see what you can pack into those 5 words and make sure it's got a really good hook, right? Just saying something like, get your free download now, is a bit vague, right? Why would I want to get a download? Why is that talking to me? How is that hooking me in? Okay, so ways to have a good hook there, where it might be like, using some numbers. 3 steps to lose weight. Okay, I wouldn't say that in an ad. That wouldn't be compliant. That's just for an example. Okay, so the creative, then the headline, and then it's going to be the top line or 2 that people see. So they're the 3 things that you need to make sure really are attractive to your ideal client, that's going to draw them in and entice them to then click on see more, so they read the rest of the ad copy, and then to click and learn more and go over to your website.
So good. So let me ask you one other question. I've seen a lot of ad copy that is story based, or I call it long form copy, but there's a story in the mix. What's your opinion of that?
Yeah, look, I think they work really well. Again, it comes back to making it relevant to your ideal audience. Those ones work really great when your ideal client can see themselves in your story. When they go, wow, this person really knows what I'm going through. They've been through this as well. And how you've actually transitioned, or if it's not your story, it's a story of maybe someone that you've worked with, and how you've been able to help them go from where they were to where they are now, and where your ideal client is now and where they want to get to, and how you can help them get there. So story copy is very popular. Like you say, it's a bit more long form, and that can also really help to avoid using you, as we were talking about before, right? Especially if you're talking about yourself or one of your clients that you've worked with, you're avoiding the word you.
So good. That's such a great tip there. So before we pick our winners, can you share where and how, more specifically, people can work with you?
Okay, so a couple of ways is if you just head over to my website, that's jodymilward.com. And there we've got ways, if you want to learn how to run Facebook ads, if you want to run Facebook ads for clients, then that's the place for you. I also do have a client attraction code. It's a little mini training that shows you how to set up these video view and engagement ads and then retarget your audience. So if you want to learn about Facebook ads, that's where you can head to, and we can help you out there. If you want an ad manager, so say, you've been running some ads, it's a bit laborsome for you, you've got other things you need to be working on your business, or you're looking to run ads, then I do have a community of ad managers that you can tap into, and that's at eliteadmanager.com/hire. And you can submit a hire form, and those who have availability and that are a good fit for you will reach out to you.
That's awesome. I love that you have that. And the interesting part, if you are a business owner that like, I don't have time to learn something else, then
No.
that would be a perfect fit. And finding good people, like finding people who know their stuff, is the next hard problem, right? It's like, okay,
100%.
I need this
Yeah.
person, but I don't know where to find them. Well, Jody can help you with that. She's been training ad managers now for several years, and she has a network of people that she connects the dots. You as somebody who's looking for them, and them as somebody who's looking for new clients. So it's a win-win situation. So quickly, I want to let me see if we've got our winners picked. So okay, here we go. So our winners today, guys, are Chuck. Yay, Chuck! One of those Facebook mugs, and then Mona also won. If you are one of the winners, just go to kimgars.com/winner and put in your details, and we'll get those mugs ordered and out to you ASAP. I want to thank Jody, and I would highly recommend that you guys connect with her, follow her on all the socials. She's doing some incredible things. And I want to give a shout out again to our sponsor. Don't forget, if you're interested in doing your own show or just going live with some amazing opportunities from a one-stop shop tool, you can get 25% off for life. So go to kimgars.com/Restream. Just pop in KimGars25. You can get that discount. Like I said, I've never worked with a brand that's given me a lifetime discount before. So I'm super excited about that. And next week, don't miss out. We have a special guest next week, another amazing special guest. We have Sarah Anderson, and y'all, I don't know about you guys, but this has been a huge struggle for me over the years, is creating amazing welcome sequences. So we're going to talk to Sarah about how to turn your email list into a gold mine with a simple welcome sequence. She's helped me recently with one of my newest welcome sequences. And so, when you get somebody on your list, you want to nurture them immediately. You do not want to let them set and then like 6 months later you want to send them an email like they done forgot you. Okay. So definitely want to have a great nurture sequence. So thank you so much for being with us live. And I just want to, so Keegan says, I just want to, yes, Keegan, if you want to go to kim.store, you can buy the mug. That's my brand new store, and there's a few cool little things there. We're still working on it, but we do have it open and made. The doors are open. Come on in, as they say. All right. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Jody, thank you so much, guys. Thank Jody in the comments. Definitely connect with her. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, and God bless.